Hello, third graders. This is our last art docent lesson. Lesson H, Artists Paint Dancers. Dancers are a beautiful subject for painters because dance is full of movement and color. Most everyone finds pleasure in dancing, and sometimes artists show ordinary people enjoying dancing together. Dancing Class by Edgar Degas. This artist made many paintings and pastel drawings of ballerinas. He took more than 3 years to finish this painting. He had a very distinctive style that is easy to recognize. Here we see a group of young ballerinas backstage at the Paris Opera at the end of a lesson. The picture is casual, like a photograph taken by someone who was watching the class. Can you tell what each student is doing? Standing in the distant corner is a girl holding her hands behind her neck as if she's tired. Find the mothers who wait for their daughters. How did Degas make the dance master the center of attention? He placed the dancers in a curve around the dance master, pointed the diagonal lines of the floorboards directly at him. Now, move your eyes upward to the tired ballerina who is scratching her back. Our eyes then move back in the space of the picture to the far corner where we find the dark vertical column that takes our eyes back down to the dance master, down his vertical staff and back to the large figure with the red ornament in her hair. Dance at Bougival by Pierre-Auguste Renoir. This couple appears to be whirling happily as they dance in an outdoor park. They occupy the major part of the space in this picture by the great Impressionism artist, Renoir. Impressionists wanted to give views an impression of how light reflected on the surface of people and nature. They used clear light colors, no outlines, and applied the paint with little dabs and daubs. How can you tell they're dancing? The way Renoir painted the swirling skirt with main curves make us think that they are dancing. We don't see very much of the man's face as he looks down at the woman. Dancing at the Louvre by Faith Ringgold. The artist Faith Ringgold, who made this story quilt as part of a series called the French Collection, shows us a delightful glimpse of some women and children who are visiting the famous museum, the Louvre, in Paris in 1920. William Marie Simon is a fictional character that the artist created as a tribute to her mother, Willie Posey. She is with her friend, Marcia, and Marcia's 3 daughters. The little girls are dancing with excitement about what they're seeing. Behind the figures, we see 3 paintings by Leonardo da Vinci. The middle painting is called the Mona Lisa. Ringgold has shown it larger than it is for the sake of the composition. Faith Ringgold family has a long tradition of making quilts. Her mother learned from her grandmother. in her family had worked with cloth for many years. She has made both sculpture and quilts that tell stories and pictures and words. Ringgold's story quilt designs echo the African-influenced repetitive designs typical of many early American quilts. She continues to make art while she's a professor at UC San Diego. Green Corn Ceremony by Awa Sire. What do you see going on here? It's a corn ceremony to celebrate the corn harvest. Are there a lot of people? It almost looked like a parade. Would you hear any drums and singing? Corn ceremony typically occurs in the late summer and is tied to the ripening of the corn crops. The ceremony is marked with dancing, feasting, fasting, and religious observations. This ceremony is still celebrated today. The Hunt Ball by Julius Stewart. What kind of dance is this? Are there a lot of people there? What color stands out? If you see the red on the man, your eyes flow where the color is. The artist did this on purpose to help move your eyes through all the people. Do you think they're having a good time? Before we present our art project, we will talk about Worli culture and art. Worli is one of the oldest forms of Indian folk art and has its origin in the Worli region of Maharashtra in India. This form of tribal art mainly makes use of geometric shapes such as circles, triangles, and squares to depict the life and beliefs of the Worli tribe. In the old days, Worli art was done on walls on special occasions. The painting was done over a brown background using a white pigment used to draw shapes and figures. One of the most popular themes in Worli art is a spiral chain of humans around one central motive. This is in accordance with their belief that life is an eternal journey and it has no beginning and end. Art project. Worli dancers. Materials. A piece of white paper, geometric compass to draw circles, pencil, eraser, ruler, and colored markers. Follow the video for instructions and then take a picture of your project and submit your homework. Have fun!